Hi everyone, I'm JD. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm here with the September journal kit with prompts for the month and also some ephemera to decorate pages. So I'll go through the weekly prompts for the month of September and the theme, and then I'll talk about a bit more about the theme and some extra prompts, some ideas and inspiration, and hopefully it's just a starting point for you to have fun opening up your journal and writing and recording in there. So because September is my birth month, I thought I'd focus on identity, and the reason I chose this as well is just so that we could focus on more self-discovery type of theme. Because I believe that the more we know ourselves, the more we can embrace ourselves and be who we are. And that's important because one of my core beliefs is that we are a gift to the world, and that, we all know this, but there's no one else who is exactly like us. And I believe we are all needed, and only you can give what you have to give. So the best way to be able to give what we have to give is to actually know about ourselves, know who we are, know our purpose, know our strengths and weaknesses, our gifts and talents, our passions and dreams. And when we can know it and embrace it and not compare ourselves to others or hide in the background or any of that kind of stuff, we can just completely be who we are, own who we are, and then offer that as a beautiful gift to the world, each of us. So I believe that when we do that, not one person misses out on whatever it is that they need. So share your stories, share your gifts, share your creativity, just share who you are, because you are beautiful, and when you do that, you add even just beauty to the world. But I also believe that, you'll teach people, you'll challenge people, you'll inspire people, you'll encourage people. You just have so much good to add to the world, not by necessarily being some great grand person or doing great grand acts, just by completely being comfortable in your own skin and owning that. And when you are just completely who you are and completely comfortable with that, that's where the beauty shines out, and it allows others that freedom and permission to be who they are too, without feeling embarrassed or guilty or anything like that, but just fully fully comfortable in our own skins, I guess. And it's a lifelong journey. I know lots of us struggle with that. My story, coming from a background of feeling unlovable and unworthy and ugly and all those kind of things, worthless. So it's a lifelong journey, but the more I see it in other people, and the more I go on my own journey through this, the more beauty I see in the world. Whenever I see someone just completely comfortable with who they are, offering themselves to the world, it's just the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. Anyway, let's get into the prompts. Week 1, personal profile. Week 2, personality. Week 3, strengths and weaknesses. Week 4, symbol. So week 1, when I was a kid, I used to love filling out those personality profiles, or those personal profiles, sorry. Like name, date of birth, place of birth, eye colour, hair colour, family members, even you can adapt it, you get different profiles like shoe size, birthstone, you can do a couple favourites in there, like favourite, food, favourite, favourite colour, favourite letter, favourite number. But you can just come up with your own little personal profile, and maybe you want to do that as the first page you do for a new journal or something. And maybe for just a great way to document your life, just have it in a personal profile. You can have dot point form, and that's just a great way to start off. And that's what I mean with these prompts as well. It's not just for the monthly kit or the monthly journal prompts, but you can use this and tailor it to whatever journal project you're working on. The aim is just to get us opening our journals, and if we're searching for a bit of inspiration or an idea of what to put on the page, some of these prompts may help. So week 2, personality. So if you want, what I also enjoy doing is doing personality tests. So like MBTI, Enneagram, DISC, the 4 temperaments. There's so many out there. So just do a Google search for free personality tests. And I am a big advocate of them. I learned so much about people and myself through personality tests. it was life-changing, eye-opening, gave me so many light bulb moments, so much more compassion for myself and others, so much more understanding of myself and others, which then led to me being able to embrace myself much more. I used to be much more harder on myself and thought that I needed to change and I needed to be like other people. But once I discovered my personality, I was like, so that's actually a thing, and there's other people like me, and I don't need to change, and I can love my personality. For example, I am a rule follower. I love rules. I love deadlines and homework and studying. I love learning. I liked school. And as a kid growing up, that wasn't very popular. And I used to think, I need to be like other people. I need to be loud. I need to be extroverted. I need to not enjoy school. I don't know. I need to break rules like my friends do or whatever. But when I finally found these personality tests, I was like, oh my gosh, it's okay to be the way I am. Okay. And then not only did it allow me to embrace it, but to love it. So now, as an adult, I love announcing to the world, hey, I love rules. And hey, I'm a geek. I'm a nerd. Back in high school, you didn't want to be a geek or a nerd, but as an adult, I'm fine being a geek and a nerd. Week 3, strengths and weaknesses. So I really like this one because we can identify our strengths and use them, like really use them. If there are strengths, use them. But we can also develop our weaknesses, or we can know, I'm weak in that area, so I'm going to need some help. I need to ask for help. Where you see someone else have a strength where you're weak in, you go and ask that person for help. So it just really is a good idea to know your strengths and weaknesses so you can get the most out of what you have to give, but then you can also work better with other people. And symbols. So think of some symbols, or one symbol that represents you. For example, I've got quite a few symbols. One is, of course, the blue butterfly, blue flower, blue bird. Gemstones like the sapphire, the diamond, that's another thing that represents me. The ballerina, ballet shoes. The black cat at the moment represents me, the black cat. Treble clef is another one that I really love as a symbol, a personal symbol, because I love music. So a pen, a quill is another symbol I love. So have fun thinking of symbols for yourself. You might have different symbols for different seasons, but yeah, I think that's kind of a fun one, more of a visual one. And then just some other ideas. Yeah, what's your strengths and weaknesses? What's your personal symbols? What are your personality traits? What are your key life milestones? What's your favourite birthday? What is your ideal way to spend your birthday? What do you love most about yourself? What areas do you want to grow in? And then here, so when I dance, I feel beautiful, free and happy. So these are just some pieces of ephemera that I've chosen for this kit. A lot of them are blue themed because since it's about identity and my birth month, these are the things that I just like, the things that just resonate with me. These are my personal principles, so you can also write personal principles. Be yourself, be real, be unconventional, be judged. And when I say be judged, you might be like, what? So when you step out and you be yourself, you're going to open yourself up to judgment. If you just blend in and you're invisible and in the background, no one's going to judge you because they don't have a chance to. It's only when you are seen and you just be who you are and you let that shine to the world that, yeah, not everyone's going to get it and people will judge you. But if you're being judged, then it's a good sign that, hey, you're just being you and you're not shying away in the background. You're not hiding. You're not cowering in fear. So when I say be judged, that's more just my personal challenge to myself to not hide myself, but to just be who I am and not worry about what people think, or their opinions. Step into scary. Fail. That's another one. Fail. Because when you fail, you learn and you grow. Write for you. So this was very personal to me. So writing for me. When I journal, I write for me. And when I write my books, it's just because I feel like in my soul I need to write these words. Choose your thoughts, accept reality, live now, remember love, come alive. So again, my personal principles have changed since then, but different seasons, like once a year, I kind of like the idea of writing out my personal principles, just 12 personal principles as reminders of how to live each day. And back then it was a lot about stepping into fears, getting out of the comfort zone, that kind of stuff, and being yourself, just being yourself. So that's how that fits in with identity. I always like to include doilies every kit, so this time I chose 4 blue ones. This is really pretty, and another crochet one here, one with the blue birds of course, and one with blue flowers, and this is from my grandma, so very personal to me. Very personal to me, that one. Some of my Polaroids that I made, this is just an extra one because I filled in the gap to be able to not waste the paper, but it's 2 blue ones I chose. Some of the vintage envelopes I chose too, from various kits in my Etsy, just because I love the I love flowers and I love vintage, so I want to represent both. Oh, and I love vintage French in particular. So this one I chose because it's blue, and I like that one because it's more the vintage colours, so it can fit with anything. And I made some more Polaroids. I'm going to do this for every kit from now on, for every journal kit. And I'll just choose different flower colours to go with the theme. So I'll do a yellow one, a pink one, a white one, etc. This one I chose more of the blue, and because wisteria is one of my favourite flowers, I had to include that too. So I think there's cornflower, forget-me-not represented in here as well, 2 of my other favourite flowers. And then I just did doubles of some of these to again fill in the space. But here's the last piece for this kit, which is one of my artworks, my drawings, called Be Unconventional, and the idea that the tagline for this is be a blue tree in a forest of green trees. So the idea being you don't need to blend in, you don't need to be like other people, just be you, even if it stands out, even if people think it's weird, even if people are like, oh, that's different, that's okay, just be you, just do you. People will judge it, naturally, they judge different things. And if you are fully who you are, you're going to do things differently. But just embrace it and love it. And again, it's a lifelong journey. But yeah, that's one thing that I am learning to love and embrace as I go along. So those are the pieces of ephemera and the prompts and everything. I hope you like this kit. I hope it's fun and gives you some fun prompts or starting off points for your journal. This is available to all patrons, my gems. Hello, big shout out to you guys. Hope you're all doing well. So I'll leave the link below to Patreon if you'd like to join up. If you've been thinking of becoming a patron, now's a good time. I always say that the start of the month is the best time because you can try it out for a full month, get all the benefits. You get every single previous month's worth of videos and printables and all that kind of stuff. Whereas if you sign up at the end of the month, it rolls over again that you have to keep going the next month if you want to be there again. So go to the start if you want to see everything. It's going to take you a while. Just keep scrolling down to see what is there, all the printables and videos. You might need to spend a few days even just going through it when you've got some time, but make use of it if you do become a patron. And if you already are a patron, make use of it. Download everything. Just download everything, because even if you leave after a month, you still get to have access to everything I've ever put up. So I started over a year ago, I think in June, July last year. So there's over a year's worth of printables and videos that will always be there for you to access anytime. So yeah. What else? If you struggle to become a patron or don't want to be a patron, totally understand. This kit is also available to anyone for $5 through PayPal if you're overseas, or direct deposit if you can in Australia, but you can do PayPal too if you want. Just contact me at the email below, or just directly deposit it or through PayPal and leave a buyer's note. You just got to leave me a buyer's note of what you're paying for. So just write September journal kit or something and I will email it to you directly. Okay, I think I covered everything, but I hope this is really helpful and meaningful, and let me know what you think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.